Hi everybody, I'm out to come check on my beehive, and I'm going to add a second brood box and a feeder because I'm going to be gone for like 3 or 4 weeks, and I want to make sure that they're squared away. So today they're getting some food through July. I'm putting in some Apivar mite strips and adding a second brood box because, you know, they're filling it out. So let's get in there and I'll show you what we're looking at. Okay, just to show you, this is the top feeder that I'm going to have. They come up through the center there, underneath the screen, and then they come down and they get the sugar water that'll be sitting in these 2 basins here. I've got my hive tool here, and then I've got these Apivar strips. This is for mite control. We'll stick those in. And then I've got these coins, just because in July it can get real hot, and I'm going to be sticking the coins on the corners to add some ventilation. Now I'm not going to do that on the top of here like this. I'm going to actually do it underneath, between this new box and the feeder. That'll add a little bit of extra ventilation. I'm hoping that I'm not introducing any holes that other critters can get into, but I saw that trick online and I thought, you know, I'm going to try that to give them a little bit more ventilation. Or I just do it underneath the inner cover. That means it would be on top of here, but I think in order to get better ventilation it has to be underneath. So we're going to open this up here. This is the sugar water I've got. It's a little bit more of a 1-to-1, a little bit more than 1-to-1 ratio, sugar water to water, just because I want them to have plenty of feed here. I was able to get this swarm this spring. You know, it wasn't super early spring, but I'm just building this up, and I haven't done bees for a little bit now, and so none of my frames had drawn comb on them, so I really was feeding them heavily so they draw out comb and they didn't have to worry about foraging as much. And I'm not going to plan on taking any honey from this hive this year, just getting them built up so they're nice and strong to go into winter. So I'll open this up and then we can take a look at the bees. I've got that glued down a little bit. Okay. Here we are. They've filled out these frames pretty good, and they've taken all this feed down, so that's why I brought more feed. So I'm going to take this feeder out. We'll fill this bottom one. We'll add that box on, and I'm actually going to pull up a frame from the middle here of larvae. The best frame that's got larvae and eggs on it. I'm going to pull that up into the middle box, into this second brood box that I set on top of here, because that will draw up the bees into the center of that other box and encourage them to work both boxes at the same time. Also, if you have any idea what type of bee these are, let me know. I honestly have no idea. I'm not a super successful beekeeper, but I like them. I think they're cool. I just have no idea what kind of bee these are, or maybe they're just a mix. All right, here's a frame of brood. They're looking good here. This frame's actually pretty heavy. Looks like this side's mostly just honey. All right, this frame's probably going to be the one I put in my second brood box. Don't know if you can see it properly, but there are uncapped larvae in there. Which is great for drawing bees up into the second brood box, because the nurse bees that take care of the uncapped larvae, they have to nurse these little larvae And if they don't, then those larvae will die. So those nurse bees will go up into the top brood box, and that'll draw everybody else up there. So we've got eggs and larvae on both sides of this frame. I am not seeing the queen on this frame, which is fine, but we'll put this one up there. Okay, this frame looks great, and our queen is right there in the middle. You can see her with a little green dot on her back. We're looking for names on her. There were lots of people online said we should name her Beatrice. There was somebody that said Beyonce. Somebody else said because of the green dot we should name her Emerald or Jewel. I thought Jewel was a nice one. If you got any votes, let me know. I need to name this queen, but she is doing a great job. I love the brood pattern she's done on both sides. Both sides of this frame are full out with brood. And you got the white capped honey on the outside, like a rainbow. Beautiful. She's done a really good job. Okay, since I came across another really good frame here, we've got older uncapped larvae in here, and these are going to be capped real soon. But we're going to draw this one up into that frame as well, that second brood box. And after, I guess now that I've gone through this hive, I'm going to take this feeder out. This was the last frame in there. I'm going to put the Apivar strips in here for mite control, and then we're going to put this second box on, put the feeder on, and then we're done. All right, I took the feeder out, put in some new frames here. I centered all the brood. I've got frames that need to be drawn out over here and frames that need to be drawn out over here. I've got my two frames. The queen I made sure was in here. I've got my two frames of brood in this box that's going to go on top. And now I'm going to put these strips in here for mite control. Alright, this is how I did it. Stuck one here and one here. That's at least how it shows to do it. If I had a nail, I could put a nail through the hole that they provide and it just kind of sits over that. I can see the benefit of doing the nail method because it would kind of center that a little bit better. But that'll be fine. Okay, now we've got both brood boxes on here. I put the other two strips up top here. And I'm actually going to drizzle some of this sugar water that I've made down through the frames just a little bit because the bees are down in there. Now I'm not putting this over the frames that have the open uncapped brood because I don't want to disturb them, but I want sugar water to go all the way down into the bottom. And that will encourage those bees to start looking for the sugar water that we're now going to put on here. So I'm going to take these quarters and I'm going to stick them on the corners here so we have a little extra ventilation because I'm not here for a bit, and if we get really hot days, I want there to be plenty of ventilation there. Now we're going to stick this on here like this. And then if I wanted to give even more ventilation, I can put these on this corner. And we'll put the inner cover on top of that and then the outer cover on top. So what I'm going to do now is fill these basins up with sugar water, making sure I drizzle a little bit down inside. those bees start coming up through here, looking and exploring for where that sugar water came from. And we've got more sugar water here. I might need 2 hands for that, so I'll get that done. All right, awesome. I'm done with the hive for now. We'll put that cover on, and these bees should be good until I get back. Like I said, I'm gonna be gone here for, 3 weeks or more. 3 or 4 weeks, but stick that on there like that. And then this outer cover. I need to paint these hives. All right, that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching along, and give me a name for my new queen bee. I'm excited to have her. I'm leaning towards Jewel, but Emerald's great too. All these, and the bee pun names, those are great. I like them. Oh, the other one I really liked was Sleeping Beauty, because if you followed along, when I first marked her, she fainted. Woo! They're after me. Okay, I'm out. All right, I'm safe now. I'm not afraid of bees, really, unless they sting my face. No. Yeah, if you've got a bee name. Oh, I was gonna say, I really liked Sleeping Beauty as well. That was a great idea, because when I first marked her, she fainted on me, and I was like, oh my gosh, I killed my queen. But then she came back alive. I didn't even know like fainting bees was a thing, but it was. So, hi Ruby. What should we name the queen bee?
I don't know.
Thanks for your input. Just kidding. All right, see you guys later.